our brain uses calories every time we think. Duh. But we don't think about it that way, do we? We often just think about our email we send out, or we just design a website, but we don't think about the thought that it goes in when a new person has to approach that email or that website, and we don't really process that the more resistance there is, the most likely they're not going to engage with whatever you're asking them to do. This is something that Donald Miller talks about in his new book, Story Brand, building a brand that is really engaging. And I just started this book, and I think for anybody doing ministry online or even locally, I think it's really a must read. He's given something that would cost a lot of money to pay privately, but he's explaining it. And I was thinking specifically for everybody doing online outreach, and I was thinking about the way we think about our websites and the way people consume media on our church online platform or on our Apple TV app or Roku or Amazon Fire, wherever it is, and everything we ask them to do. And the question is, what do we want them to do, and how hard is it for them to do that? And is that clear? Most sites are confusing. We want them to play the button, we want them to do this, share, and all this different things, and at the end of the day, there's so much resistance that they burn so many calories that they just kind of move on, or they just leave the page. I think of it like the difference between, for me, In-N-Out or like Jack in the Box. In-N-Out has like 3 options. You can get a burger, you can get fries, you can get a drink, and you can get a shake. And so every time I go to In-N-Out, I know exactly what I want because they do just a couple things really good. If I go to Jack in the Box, I do this a lot. I go up to the window or whatever, and they ask me what I want, and I go, "Can you give me a moment?" Well, the reason is because they got 1,000 options, and they're not really good at anything. The goal is to get everything on there so they can attract everybody. And it's overwhelming. So you have to think about it, and like, oh, do I want this, or do I want a breakfast jack? And then I come to my answer. And a lot of times, our website is that thing, is that we don't know what we want them to do, but we want them to do everything. We want them to watch it, we want them to share it, we want them to give, we want them to fill out our response card if we have one, we want them to chat, we want them to go to our main navigation to learn about us. And so my challenge to you, and I'm part of this, is to revisit your website and think about what do we want them to do, and think about it mobile first, of course, because more and more, if you look at your data, if you don't have Google Analytics set up so you can actually look at the way people view your site and check out what's the primary view and what browsers, and be aware of that. Look at the width of things. For us, it's a response card. And so if you go to our page, that's something we think about a lot. And actually, when we just redesigned our online page, we thought heavily about what does the experience look like when somebody is on a tablet or on their browser, because we knew that that was one of the primary ways people were consuming our content. So one of the things we did was we went to yes or no questions on our response card, and that has increased engagement by like 30% weekly, just because it's easier, and a yes or no question on a mobile or tablet is really easy. If you go on a desktop, you're like, this is kind of different, but it has increased engagement. So check out Donald Miller's new book, The Story Brand. Think about limiting down the options and getting really focused on what you want people to do, and I know it will drive up engagement in your community, which will ultimately lead to reaching more people and also leading them down the path to following Jesus. So that's what I'm learning. If you're learning something or you got a book you want to recommend, comment below. I would love to hear about it and check it out.